Hello, I'm Nick Browse with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties. I'm here today to talk about how the recent COVID-19 crisis has impacted real estate values. And it hasn't impacted them in the way you might think. So we've seen in the past month, we've seen the stock market plummet. We've seen unemployment raise to record highs. But we haven't necessarily seen a reduction in values of homes, at least not in Southern California. And the reason is this. It's too tempting to compare this economic downturn with the recession of 2008 or the dot-com bubble bursting in 2000. But this situation is not like that at all. It's not even like the Great Depression. We can't even compare it to that. It's like nothing else we've experienced in the past 100 years or more. And the reason for that is this. All the other depressions and recessions and downturns in the past 100 years or more have been caused by the economy, by the stock market, by the real estate market. This was not caused by the stock market or the real estate market. It was caused by a medical pandemic that has affected everyone in the world. And for that reason, the real estate is not going to respond in the same way it has responded to previous recessions and previous depressions. We can see this. Here's how we look at this. Usually before usually before the bubble bursts. Think about the economy and this figurative bubble that everybody always talks about. Okay, when people are over-mortgaged, over-leveraged, taking on more debt they can handle, and stock prices are increasing, and real estate prices are increasing, we think about it in these terms of this bubble that inflates, and the bubble gets too big and just it can't get any bigger, so it bursts and then everything collapses. Okay, that's not what's happened here. Not at all. It's what happened in 2008, it's what happened in 2000, it's what happened in 1929, but it's not what's happened here. As a matter of fact, we were in January, before this whole pandemic hit, the market was in decent shape. People were not mortgaged as heavily as they were in 2008. Unemployment was at a 50-year low. The debt service ratio was at a 40-year low. So we were well positioned to continue to grow the economy because the economy was not falsely inflated, shall we say. Since 2008, banks have been practicing much more responsible lending. People have been taking on much less debt and are much less mortgaged. And the people who bought homes in the 10 years ago, they've built up a reasonable amount of equity in their homes. So they're not going to be, there's not a risk really right now, at least at the present time, of homes being, appraised at less than what they were paid for, because less the mortgages notes on them, because we've been spending more responsibly. We've been taking on debt more responsibly. Usually before a dot-com bubble, before a bubble breaks, before a bubble bursts, we see this increased confidence. We see almost a cockiness of, things are going really, really well, and they're going to keep going well, and that's usually the time when we have to be really scared, and that's usually the time when the bubble bursts. Well, that's what happened in 2008. That's what happened in 2000. That's what happened in 1929. That did not happen here. Investors were being cautious before the COVID-19 crisis. People were being careful with their debt, careful with their spending. Banks were practicing responsible loans. So this crisis was not caused by the economy or the real estate market or the stock market, even though all those things have been impacted by it. It was caused by a medical pandemic, unlike anything we've ever seen before, ever, really. So now let's take a look at some numbers and see how this has impacted the real estate market to date. As consumers, we're used to looking at data of home sales that reflects the entire nation, or maybe just particular regions of the nation, or the whole state of California, but we don't often have data broken down for us by neighborhood. But that's what we're going to look at today. I think it's important to look at home value data by neighborhood because different neighborhoods appreciate at different rates. So what's reflective of a particular neighborhood in Los Angeles may or may not be reflective of what's going on in the rest of the country. But here's what's going on in these 6 neighborhoods in Los Angeles. Both condos and single-family homes are taken into account here, but these are the 6 neighborhoods in Los Angeles we're going to focus on. So this slide here, what you're looking at, is a typical month in the real estate market in these neighborhoods. There were, this time last year, as you can see, there were 740 homes for sale. And at the end of the month time, of that 740 homes, 21% had sold, 12% got canceled, and 65% were still active or still for sale. Now, I feel that this expression here sort of reflects life right now from personally and also in the real estate market. Not canceled, just postponed. Here's what happened to the real estate market when COVID-19 comes into the picture. So this is that same chart reflecting data from today, or actually just a few days ago. As you can see, we actually have more homes available for sale on the market right now in these neighborhoods, but only 58% are active and only 13% have sold. The rest of them were either withdrawn or on hold or canceled. And clearly the reason that people were listing their homes for sale and then canceling the listing is due to COVID-19. And it's understandable to think that sellers are going to be concerned about, in the days of COVID-19, about having the public enter their homes for open houses and so on. But what that's done to the market is it's actually decreased the number of homes that are available when there's still the same demand for homes. So what's happened is a market that was already short of available homes has now even become more short of available homes. And what does it do to prices? Prices are going to go up because of that. So these data here I thought were really powerful. I wanted to show them. Basically what we're looking at here in the condos and single-family home market in the areas we're talking about, we saw a 36% decrease in number of homes sold last year versus this year. And we saw an 80% increase. That's almost double of the number of listings that were canceled, placed on hold, or withdrawn from the market. So that's what's happening in the real estate market right now in the time of COVID-19, and here's how it's affecting prices. Single-family homes, we saw a 33% increase in median sales from this year last year versus this year. For single-family homes and condos, which do appreciate at a slower rate, we saw a 7% increase in median sale price. So this is a very powerful slide. This slide depicts the sale price over the list price, and 100% means that the sale price and the list price equals, or people are paying exactly asking price. So what we're seeing here is for the most part, we're seeing pretty much people are paying at asking price, maybe a little bit below asking price, except in Silver Lake and Echo Park, where, as you can see, people are paying above asking price, and that line is increasing as the year has gone on, or as the past year has gone on. So in Silver Lake and Echo Park, it's very often a competitive bid situation with multiple offers on the table. That's why you would have the home selling for over asking price, or over 100% of the list price. So these data, I hope you've enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you found this data informative and constructive for you. I offer this, like I said, I like to do home analysis or home value analysis by neighborhood. So if you would like your neighborhood analyzed in the same way as this, these are the counties that I work in. Just please email me to the address you see in the comment section of this YouTube video. Email me your city and zip code, and and a return email address, of course, and I would be happy to do this kind of analysis for your neighborhood, and hope you find it helpful. Thank you very much for listening to the presentation. Stay safe, be well, and have a great day.